You know, I've always been fascinated by how things are made, especially when it's something tied to tradition. And walking into this factory, it's like stepping into a time machine. Here's this age-old recipe, right? But instead of a cozy kitchen, you've got these massive machines doing the work, a real blend of old and new. It got me thinking, how do they keep that authentic taste, that feeling of something made with care, when they're producing so many? I mean, seriously, how do they make sure each one tastes like it came from grandma's oven, not a giant factory? And those perfectly formed crosses? There's got to be some serious magic going on behind the scenes. Come on, let's go see what they're up to because I'm dying to know. All right, let's get into the heart of this operation. You know, standing here amidst the hum of these colossal machines, it's hard to believe this entire process begins with something as simple as flour, spices, and fruit. But let's start at the very beginning, with the raw materials. The wheat, the foundation of these spiced buns. Well, that comes from vast fields across the globe. You might be surprised to learn that countries like Canada, Russia, and the United States are major players in global wheat production. Think of the sheer scale. Millions of tons harvested annually, each grain destined for places like this. The journey from field to factory is a complex logistical dance. Imagine the vast cargo ships, the rumbling trains, and the fleets of trucks, all transporting these grains to mills where they're transformed into the fine flour we see here. Now, the raisins and currants, those little bursts of sweetness, they mostly originate from vineyards in places like California, Turkey, and South Africa. These are dried in the sun, carefully sorted, and then shipped to factories like this. The sheer volume is astounding. Just picture it. This single factory processes thousands of tons of dried fruit each year. The cost of these raw materials, well, it fluctuates based on global markets and weather patterns. A bad harvest in one region can send prices soaring, impacting the overall cost of production. You're looking at significant investments in raw materials alone, not to mention the energy and labor involved. And then there's the spices. Cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice. These are sourced from places like Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and the Caribbean. Historically, these spices were incredibly valuable, driving trade routes and shaping empires. Today, while more accessible, they still require meticulous sourcing to ensure quality. You see those large sacks being unloaded? That's where the magic begins. The spices are carefully weighed and blended according to a precise recipe, a formula that's been refined over generations. Let's talk about the initial stages of production. As the raw materials arrive, they undergo rigorous quality checks. The flour is tested for protein content and moisture levels. The dried fruit is inspected for impurities, and the spices are assessed for aroma and potency. This is crucial. Any deviation from the standards can impact the final product. You'd be amazed at the sophisticated lab equipment used in this process. From there, the flour is sieved to remove any lumps or impurities. This is done by massive industrial sieves, vibrating at precise frequencies to ensure a smooth, consistent texture. The dried fruit is washed and soaked, rehydrating it and ensuring it's plump and juicy. This isn't just a simple rinse, it's a multi-stage process that removes any residual dirt or debris. Now, let's step over here and look at the mixing process. The machines you see before you are industrial mixers, capable of handling hundreds of kilograms of dough at a time. These aren't your kitchen mixers. They're heavy-duty, precisely calibrated to ensure consistent mixing. The flour, water, yeast, sugar, spices, and fruit are combined in a specific sequence, ensuring that each ingredient is evenly distributed. This is where automation really shines. The entire process is computer-controlled, ensuring consistency and efficiency. You might be wondering about the role of manual labor in all of this. While automation plays a significant role, there are still crucial tasks that require human intervention. Workers are responsible for monitoring the machines, ensuring that the raw materials are fed in correctly, and conducting visual inspections of the dough. They also handle tasks like loading and unloading the raw materials and packaging the finished product. The time it takes to process the raw materials into usable forms varies depending on the ingredient. The flour, once sieved, is ready for mixing. The dried fruit, after washing and soaking, takes about an hour to rehydrate. The spices, once blended, are immediately ready for use. From the moment the raw materials arrive to the point where they're ready for mixing, the entire process can take several hours. Now, let's delve into the historical context. These spiced buns have a rich history, dating back centuries. Early versions were often made by hand, using simple tools and techniques. Imagine baking these in a wood-fired oven, carefully monitoring the temperature and adjusting the baking time. Today, modern factories like this have revolutionized production, allowing for mass production while maintaining quality. The evolution of baking technology, from simple ovens to sophisticated industrial machines, has enabled the production of millions of these treats each year. The popularity of these spiced buns is evident in their global consumption. Countries like the United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada have a long-standing tradition of enjoying them, especially during the spring season. To meet this demand, factories like this operate at peak capacity, producing tens of thousands of these items daily. Globally, the production volume is staggering, with millions of units produced annually. One of the major challenges in this stage of production is maintaining quality control. Ensuring that each item meets the required standards is crucial, especially when dealing with such large volumes. Sourcing high-quality raw materials is another challenge. Climate change and global market fluctuations can impact the availability and cost of these materials. Sustainability is also a growing concern. Consumers are increasingly demanding products that are produced in an environmentally responsible manner. The evolution of production methods has been driven by several factors, including technological advancements, changing consumer preferences, and economic pressures. The development of new machinery, such as automated mixers and ovens, has increased efficiency and reduced labor costs. The use of advanced quality control systems has ensured that each item meets the required standards. Consumer demand for healthier options has led to the development of recipes with reduced sugar and fat content. The economic factors involved in this production are significant. The cost of raw materials, energy, and labor all contribute to the overall cost of production. Factories like this operate on tight margins, constantly seeking ways to improve efficiency and reduce costs. The global market for these treats is highly competitive, with numerous producers vying for market share. You can see the complexity of the operation. It's not just throwing some ingredients together. It's a carefully orchestrated process. From the moment the raw materials arrive to the point where they're ready for mixing, each step is crucial. The machines you see before you, the industrial mixers, the sieves, the washing and soaking equipment, all play a vital role in ensuring that the final product is of the highest quality. And of course, the people who work here, monitoring and adjusting, making sure everything runs smoothly. It's a blend of tradition and technology, a testament to the ingenuity of modern food production. And seeing it all come together, it makes you appreciate the work that goes into making something as simple and as delicious as these spiced buns. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating journey of how these spiced buns are made. It's truly incredible to see the blend of tradition and technology that goes into creating something so delicious. Thanks so much for joining me on this behind-the-scenes adventure. If you're as curious as I am about how our favorite foods are made, be sure to check out one of our other Inside the Factory videos. We've got plenty more explorations into the world of food production, and I promise you'll be just as amazed. Now, if you liked what you saw today, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of our future factory tours. And of course, I'd love to hear from you. What's your absolute favorite way to enjoy a spiced bun? Or even better, what other food-making process are you dying to see explored next? Seriously, leave a comment below and let me know. Your suggestions help us decide what to feature next, and I read every single one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.